Here's a question for you. If you're a YouTube guru out there, do we have to keep saying hit that like button, watch this movie next and so forth? Does it really make a change? Because I don't know. That's what I learned when I started this YouTube journey of mine. So if you're a professional YouTube guru or you've got the real hands-on, know it all, please share it with me. Because I'd love to know. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be doing it. My heart says don't do it, honestly. My heart says don't say hit that like button and so forth. And that's something that just now came to mind when I finished the video I just did. I was thinking, do I have to? Yeah, when I've fed it into, like, for example, some of these softwares that you put, AI softwares and so forth, it tells you that, actionable thing, call to action. That's what I learned when I first started this journey. These videos that you see, do this, do that, turn this off and turn that on. These are things I picked up when I was starting my journey. And I don't know, I think a lot of it was wrong, a lot of it was right, I don't know. But you know what, I'm not here to sit there and judge or dictate to you what's right or wrong. All I'm just trying to say is, am I wrong for saying that I don't feel like doing it anymore? I don't feel like saying hit the like button because it feels like I'm false leading again. You see? This is what it's all about, right? I'm being honest with you. I don't think I should be doing that because that's just not me as well. So why am I asking you to hit like button if you don't like me? Why am I asking you to subscribe to my journey if you don't like to subscribe to my journey? That's just real honest with you. That's real honest. That's just real honest talk with you. I tell you, I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm losing my marbles. I'm back. Today's the 19th of August. I was supposed to go walking yesterday and I just couldn't do it. I was pumped up the day before, and then yesterday I just crashed. Normal, I guess. Today I was sitting there self-reflecting after work. I was driving home. A lot of things come into my mind. Oh, and by the way, before we continue this conversation, I'm going walking today. I didn't go yesterday, so I'm going today. And I gotta take it easy because I just got to. Now, I do apologize. Let me get the watch on start exercise or start walking so it records what I'm doing. Let me take my other phone, make sure it's on silent because the last thing you want is bing bong bong. Nor do I. Yeah, so I was doing some self-reflecting. And what do I mean by self-reflecting? Oops, sorry, hold on a minute. Let me just thinking, about my channel, where I'm going, what I'm doing. And something came to my mind when I was sitting there self-reflecting. Because, I'm all about trying to help and just add value back and so forth. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right path and not the wrong path. There's something you might see me say a lot. I say on my channel, I always tell people to be yourself and so forth. And what do I mean by that? I've said it a couple of times and I've made a couple of videos. I think I did one last year. Yeah, about a year ago. And what do I mean by being yourself is, don't put a mask on when you hit the record button. Don't be somebody you're not. I forgot to put hold on a minute. I forgot to do the ticket for the parking. 1 second. There we go. I think I could do it when I'm walking. Yeah, I could. Yeah, so being somebody you're not, because the last thing you want is start creating content and down the line, you become somebody you're not. I remember talking about this as well, imposter syndrome, that's what it was, imposter syndrome. And I see it's a thing with real life situations where if you don't pay attention to what you're doing, you can have that issue and you end up being somebody you're not. So the best thing is to remember, just be yourself. And that's why I say to people, be yourself. And that's what I mean by be yourself, be you. Show people who you really are, and if you have flaws, it's okay. If you're dealing with issues, it's okay. But along your journey, when you start to hit that record button, you want to make a change. And that's why you're here, because you want to make a change. And this is what it's all about, making a change in your life. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's the best at anything. We all sit there and learn from our mistakes. We make wrong decisions in life. We make so much things in life that, sorry, that's weird. That just is a continuous learning. And that's what it's all about. Taking ownership, responsibility for the flaws you have. And one of the key things I will say and will keep saying when I say be yourself, as in accept who you are. If you're overweight, accept it and do something about it. Don't keep allowing that feeling to feel lost and then just keep binge eating and so forth. And we've done it. I've done it. I mean, I've always suffered with and battled with being overweight because it was just life. There's a lot of things linked to it, but this is not my topic here. I'm not talking about my past. You see, when you want to go forward in life, you never go back in the past. You go back in the past just to have a look and understand what went wrong, but you don't live there and keep living on that same past. So this is what I'm trying to say. When I say be yourself and be you, if you're going to be somebody you're not on camera, and then when you're off camera, people know that's not you, what are you doing? You're lying to yourself. That means you're just living a lie. Now, when I look at me, the reason why I just want to be myself and I don't care about my flaws and I don't care what's wrong with me is because I'm human. I don't want to be anything else. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. There's a lot of things I learned in life. There's a lot of valuable information I've learned along the way, mistakes I've done. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing that I could share things I went through in life and challenges? And that's what I think I need to do now, is to start, touching into these things that help me grow in life, help me become somebody from a past version of me into a new version of me. And that's what it's all about. You see, I remember many years ago when I looked at self-reflection, looking in the mirror, looking back at my life, I'm thinking, I must have been the worst person to be around through my years. There's a period in my life where I just hated myself. And I did that to myself because through the experiences I was going through, just growing up, everyone goes through it, go through teenage years. It's just, just life. But the good thing is now I can look back and think, right, why? And then I start digging into why. I start understanding why that happened, this happened, and, why did I hurt this person, why that person hurt me? And you're putting all these like a puzzle together. And it becomes interesting because you start understanding. So one of the main reasons why I started this channel is self-development for me to grow into a better version of me. And the only way I can do that is keep looking back at myself, and don't play that card that you think that you know everything. I don't know anything. I'm still learning, and I make mistakes every single day. There's not one day goes past that I don't make a mistake. But you know what? I learn from it. You don't make the same mistakes over and over again. That's what it's all about. Stop making the same mistakes over again. It means either you just don't want to learn, or you just can't register in your brain what you're doing wrong. And this is the beauty of sometimes when you're creating content or recording content, right? I remember telling this to a friend. I said, if you want to improve yourself to see how you are with people, let's say, for example, your family members, they say they have an issue with where you say things, for example, and you think, no, I don't, that ego and denial comes in. My advice that helped me and learn about me more is I hit the record button, just leave it rolling, for example, like they say this Insta360 X6, right? And that's what I'm using on the track today. We'll talk about that later, by the way. I'm going to talk about tech in a minute. And just let it record. And just ignore the camera that's there. And just let it record and, capture what you do, what you say, how you say it, your facial expression, so forth. And then play it back. You discover so much about yourself. You discover that, they have a point. Be honest with yourself. Let go of ego, put it to the side, and be honest with yourself. Is what they're saying is true? You'll see, you'll be shocked that the camera that you're holding today to create content is a reflection of you. And if you're willing to learn about you and develop you, this is where it's a game changer for you. And the only way you can make that change is own it. Take responsibility and accountability for things in life. Yeah, that's why I started my journey. I think I'm starting to understand now why I started this content creating journey. I'm not here to, prove a point that, I'm the best in this and better. No. Let's get one thing straight. I'm a person that has many flaws. I'm a person that is still learning and have no shame in admitting that I know nothing about certain things in life. But if there's something that I have the experience in, that's where I share it. If something that I can help with, that's where I'll share it. But to claim that I know this, and you see, we all have amazing journeys in life, that experiences that we've gone through or stories that we can share with others that may resonate and may impact others to help them navigate through their challenges in life. The amount of people I've helped in my life, and it's through the experience I went through in my life that I share the story how I navigated through it and it helped them. So you see, sometimes you may think you have the answer to everything. No, sometimes you just need to shut up and let people talk, especially when you're trying to solve problems. There's an old saying we have: a person's hand that's on fire is not the same as a person's hand in water. And it impacted me and resonated with me so much that it's true. You can sit there and try to think you know the answer to this problem. Don't. Sometimes it's best just listen and try to offer the help that you think may work, but your answer is never the right one. Don't think what worked for you worked for somebody else. But if you can share that experience you went through, it may help them, it may not, but at least you tried. That's what it's all about, trying to help as much as you can. Now, you can't change the world, you can't change everybody's problems, you can't solve everybody's problems, but you can be yourself. And that's why I say be yourself. And this is what I mean, be yourself. I don't mean be yourself by pretend to live this fake life that you're not living. Don't do that. Don't, get into debt trying to prove something to everybody around you. Don't do that. I mean, this is something like, we was growing up as teenagers, we learned these wrong things and habits in life that cost us later on in life heavily trying to fix these things, And what I was self-reflecting about was this today. I'm thinking, you're saying be yourself and just be you. And what do you mean by that? Make sure people understand what you mean by that. So if you see me saying be yourself and be you, or I keep saying that and I always leave a comment at the end of my video description, just be you. What I mean, just be you, the real you. You don't have to act. Don't act. When you're at home, you're a person. When you're at work, you're a person. But that's what's required from you, right? I guess that's what they say. I've come to a point where I don't want to be like that. I want to be me wherever I am. There's no point putting a mask, pretending that you're this person, that person. In real life, you're just a pain to be with. That's just, I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do it. I used to love sarcasm, and I've started to understand that sarcasm is actually not worth it in my life, because I discovered that being sarcastic sometimes can actually hurt people. And I didn't realize that, but that was, I guess, a part of me that thought it was normal, because I grew up around sarcasm and being funny and thinking everything's a joke. And I don't know, sometimes we look for different release valves in life, and if you think you are funny, if it's funny, and it's not making fun of anybody, then it's okay. But if you're making fun of everybody, remember, it hurts. And that's what I realized. And that's the part of the things I wanted to look back at and change. So you see, I remember talking about this, I think recently, or my old channel, I can't remember, foul language. I could use foul language and, be so comfortable and swearing and so forth. But I thought, listen, you have to set an example for your kids, people around you. You know, it's all fun and games when you're sitting there thinking, yeah, it's normal, it's not. As I grew older and as I started becoming wiser in life, I started discovering that, honestly, no. Feels like I'm a hooligan walking around. I'm not a hooligan in life, you know. You know, when you start off in life, when you was born, I sit there and self-reflect sometimes. You see, I watch people's behavior and so forth, and thinking, why are they like this and why like that, and why did I become like this? And then I get this vision in my head, and I start playing it. I start to understand it, and it makes sense to me, and that's how I get my answers. So I'm sitting there thinking, what made that person become like that? And then I self-reflect on my life, the things I went through, just life. And it makes sense then to me. It's thinking, hold on. The reason you became bitter is because of 1, 2, 3. The reason you became a ass, for example, in life is because of 1, 2, 3. So it's all linked to something that happened that you went through in life, or you picked up, and so forth. It's like the thing I kept talking about. See, I'm forgetting, did I have it on my old channel, this channel, because I'm just creating and going and not worrying about where did I say it and so forth. But I talked about it as where I don't want to sound like I can't communicate when I can communicate, but when you surround yourself with people that can't communicate, the unfortunate thing about that is that you end up picking up the way they talk and communicate. For example, if you see somebody a lot, you'll end up picking it, and I have nothing against that. But for me, I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to be this change that I want to be. Not because I have to be. No, it's because I want to be, and that is who I truly am. You see, if you're not yourself, when are you going to be yourself? Are you going to sit there and play and act in life all the time? You can't. Your mask's going to fall off one day. You can't sit there and tell me that, yeah, you know what, this is who I am. And really? Are you like that on camera? Are you like that in life, in front of people, just acting, in one area this and the other area that? And really, what are you doing? What are you doing by wasting what you can be? That's what it's all about, right? If you want to elevate in life, take ownership, accountability and responsibility for who you are as a person. So don't sit there, paint this fake life for yourself and, telling everyone this is what you should do in order to become successful in life, really. And when you switch off the camera, this person's not successful, this is just lies. All for what? For views and clicks, really? This is what I'm trying to say. So that's the whole topic of what I was trying to share with you out there when I say be yourself, be you. It's okay to have flaws and to have problems, or to have things that you're going through that's challenging, but you need help, right? And this is where you reach out and ask for help and guidance. Yeah, I know sometimes it may feel like you're being too vulnerable and put yourself out there, and you're going to get, that's just life, right? How are you going to toughen up, and how are you going to learn to deal with that? And that's what I talked about a video where I was saying that the new generation, the old generation, back in our day, we wasn't taught in school how to deal with rejections and emotions, so forth. That you learn in life when you leave and you start life, go into real life, meeting friends, having relationships, so forth. These things come along afterwards. So that's the end of that, of me trying to tell you why I say and what do I mean by be yourself. The last thing I want you to is go on camera and be like this person that everyone laughs at. No, I don't mean that. What I meant and what I mean is be yourself, like what I'm doing. I'm just being myself. On camera, off camera, I'm the same person. I can't act. I can't put a mask on for you just to suit, oh wait, I'm on camera, let me change. No. Now when you see the funny side of me, the humorous side, that's me. I love being humorous. I just love making people laugh. But then even that, I discovered that I'm trying to change that, as in, how do you make people laugh without making sure that you don't hurt people? That's another thing. Life is too short, The last thing I want to do is hurt somebody and they leave this life, and I didn't know that. I've learned that the hard way. I've learned that sometimes, you may say something, it may feel will sound funny in the moment, everyone's laughing, that person may be laughing, but deep down inside, they got hurt what you said. So these are lessons I've learned in life, and that's why I'm like this. And that's why I talk about it as, you know, yeah, it's funny to laugh, haha, and so forth, and, you know, make jokes and that, and it's good for the soul, but how can you do it? This is what I'm trying to figure out. How can you do it without making sure that you don't, and I mean don't hurt anyone's feelings or emotions? It's not easy. See, you can make people laugh, but at what expense? That's what I want you to remember. This is me talking to myself now. That's why I would tell myself, how can you do it without hurting? Because let's be honest, when you sit there and look at stuff that is sometimes funny, it ain't funny really. It may be funny because it's not you, but if it was you wouldn't be laughing, would you? You may laugh in front of everybody, just look, you know, that you're taking out the chin, but deep down inside that hurt you, and that's how deep I'm going with that conversation. Anyway, so I hope that's clear when I say just be you, and that's what I mean, just be you. If you're here to create content, just be you and say what you're doing, why you're doing it. Which leads me up to point number 2. When I started this journey, I just kept taking my breath because I'm moving a bit fast paced. When I started this YouTube journey, I didn't know why I was starting it, but there was a reason. Everything happens for a reason in life. And I started to discover the reason why I'm creating content. I'm creating content for videos for my children to look back at, me to look back at, and to learn about me more. When I mean learn about me more, is what else can I improve better and better and better. I don't want to be perfect. I keep saying this, and I won't, and I don't want to be, because nobody's perfect on this earth. We all have flaws, and we all have cracks and breaks in us. But what can we do to patch it up, to fix these cracks and breaks, and keep moving? That's what it's all about. Keep moving forward, you know. You're going to get rejection, you're going to get disappointments in life. That's just life. Look, I'll say it again, and I've said it a lot on my channel. You woke up today, be thankful. Just say, thank God I woke up today. Because people don't get the opportunity. Some don't. Honestly, some just won't wake up tomorrow, and you're sitting there stressing. And this is me talking to myself. You're stressing of what? And that's how I started to learn how to shift that mindset from that wrong mindset, you know, this and that. Stop. Breathe. Move. Now, what is it you're complaining about? You know, I remember talking about this many, many years ago. And this is me now going back, rewind back in the past to see how, you know, was I impactful to help others? And I realized that it's touching people with stories that resonates. And what do I mean? So if you're sitting there complaining about life and this and life that, my job's this, and a question for you, if you're complaining about that, is your health in good condition? Do you have a roof over your head? You know the basics. You have the basics. Then what are you complaining about? Now, if you don't like what you have, you can elevate by working harder, elevating yourself, changing what's around you. Sometimes what's around you is stopping you grow, by the way. You know, that's what I learned. Sometimes you may have to let go of people that are stopping you or holding you back from growing, you know. So I talked about in the beginning, right, being foul and so forth. So if you've got people around that's always foul mouthed and so forth, you're going to end up being like them. So what do you do? Change. So if you want to become productive, be around productive people. If you want to become lazy, be around lazy people. You know, I struggle days in and day out. Days in. I struggle with some days in and out where I get lost. I come to a crossroad, and I stop there thinking, keep going, yes, keep going. No, take a left, take a right. That's all part of life. That's part of the journey of life. The beauty of this journey, you see. That's what it's all about. And if you haven't figured that out, you'll figure it out. Don't worry. But what I keep saying, did I use the word but there? Yeah, I did. I was watching a video of mine saying that, things I want to improve. However, I guess, if you want to change, how can you change if you don't accept what you need to be changing about yourself? I think that's better. So when I look at things that I want to change about me, I ask why I want to change it. Because it's not part of me. There's a lot of things that were about me was never part of me. It's things I picked up along the way when I was growing up. Things that, you know, just life. So you're sitting there now trying to learn new things? No. You're unlearning what you learnt. That's what it's all about. I put in a cleaner version for you. There's another saying I would say it, but I'm telling you, I'm trying to change everything. And I talked about a topic, to be exact, nearly 2 years ago. A heart can turn into stone. You know, a heart can turn into stone? Very easy. If you allow your eyes to see wrong and accept it and keep telling it it's right, that's the first thing that goes off. Where you start to see things that is wrong, and you say it's okay. You allow things in your mind that's wrong, and you convince yourself it's okay, then that's number 2. 3 is you allow the foul language to come out your mouth, and it's okay, and that is number 3. So what happens? All 3 are not aligned, right? How it should be. And that's what I mean by being aligned. So what happens? Your heart becomes corrupt, your heart becomes hard, and your heart becomes non-existent. So it's like you're walking heartless, you know, heartless person. So what do you do to correct that? Simple. Reverse what you learn. So you know, for example, if you saw what was wrong and you told yourself was right, unlearn that. Unlearn in the reverse cycle that you learned it. And then you see, you start to come back with your emotions, you start to come back with your feelings, you start to come back with being human again. You start to feel, you start to care. You know, there was a period where I remember not caring, and that's because I became numb. And then one day I just sat down and broke down and thinking, what and why and how? And then I realized, why? Yeah, I realized why. I looked in the mirror and said to myself, this ain't you, and you know it's not you. Who are you trying to be? You're being this person that's not you. And that's why I stuck that. Just be you. I look in the mirror and say to myself, just be you. Nobody else. Don't try to be this. Don't try to be that. Just be humble. Be thankful for who you are. I haven't got the perfect body. I haven't got the perfect smile. I accept me. I love me. I love who the person I see reflecting back in the mirror. And that's what I mean by just be you. Because if you can start to love you, you can start to love others. If you can start accepting you, you accept others. Now I know sometimes you're going to meet people in your life that, you know, they like to gossip or whatever is negative. I just want to bring out this crap into what I'm trying to say. But you get what I'm saying. It's okay. Let it go. Because you haven't got time to waste focusing on fixing broken things in life. Don't waste your time trying to fix things that can't be fixed, you know? You just can't. What you need to focus is in your lane, where you're going, what can you do to help those around you elevate with you? Now, some are not worth helping, I know. But you know what? You just don't know. You may never know that what you may say or what you may do may help that person change. You'll be shocked that some can change. Some will never change. But why are you willing to give up? Why are you willing to sit there and deny, be a gatekeeper to help others change? You just don't know. So remember, this is why I keep saying be you, and that's what I mean by be you. If I just open that topper up again, you know what, I'm going to stop it. Maybe I'm rambling on, I don't know. I do apologize. Now, moving over to tech. So reviewing my channel, and with the experience I lost of 2 years of creating content, I'm not a tech reviewer. I don't want to be a tech reviewer. And I think the best thing to do is stop it. Stop all things that relate around tech. But what I'll do differently, this is my idea, is that I can share what tech I'm using to create the content. Maybe you're out there thinking, you know, what camera is that person using? What's this and what's that? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I've been doing, if I'm honest with myself, right? I think. Could be right, could be wrong. But I'm not reviewing tech like this is the best tech to buy, this is the best tech to do. I don't think I'm doing that. Because I don't. Because I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't get these products. I buy them with my own money. Working hard, for my own money, and I'm spending it on these things that I love. What is that? What is it with us guys? We love tech, cars, and these things in life. We're like big kids. That's what we are. Big kids. I've noticed that the more I keep watching myself, the more I keep understanding myself, is the more I can step out my own body, like here, look at myself and think, what can I change about him, which is me? And I want to change for the good, not for the bad. Remember, life is too short, and every time you get the opportunity to open your eyes, it's an opportunity to make a change. So going forward, tech stuff, I think I'm gonna change what I do. I'm gonna have to revamp my channel, I think. See, this is part of the journey. That's why you're with me on the journey. You're gonna see me evolve, see me change, see me go through different turns and so forth. And that's what I've done now. I'm gonna turn, I think, direction of my channel. But again, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. That's okay, because you're here with me, watching me learn, and you may get something valuable from this too. So if it's something that resonates with you, let me know in the comments below, because this is something that I want to share with you out there. Watching me grow from each part of this YouTube journey of mine. Now, you see all these videos about, YouTube stepped up the game and this, and 8,000 watch hours now to get monetized and this and that. Everyone has opinions. I'm going to bring it to you this way, what I've understood in life. Let's say, actually, you know what? I've actually said this, I explained a good version of this in one of my videos in the playlist. Check out my playlist, how to get monetized, or you think, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, tell me about monetization. If you want, let me know. I'll drop a link to the video, but it's in my playlist. It's under my old content. So it's like this. This is how you got to see it, so you don't get demotivated. You're in your job. You want to elevate. You got to go for courses. You got to elevate yourself in order to get that promotion, right? But then again, sudden change comes along the way. They change the process on how to get promoted or how to apply for it. What do you do? Do you stop? Do you give up? No, you keep going. That's what it's all about. But the question I have for you, honestly, out there, if you get disheartened or you don't like new changes, are you chasing your dream or are you chasing the money? What's going to change for you if you get monetized? Your life's not going to change, by the way. It just means you get a blessing open, a door of blessing opens to you, and you get something out of it. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. You've got the biggest blessing in life is you being alive, having opportunity to share knowledge, what you have. That's more valuable than getting paid, if you think about it. Now, if you're so worried about money, remember, if you're successful on YouTube, if you're thinking that if I'm going to get monetized, it's going to change my life, it won't change your life, by the way, because you just never know which door is actually waiting for you to unlock. You could be creating your content and suddenly you get recognized by somebody that will pay you more than YouTube can ever pay you just to do content or speak on a stage, for example. And that's been my passion and my dream in my life, to be a life coach or a life game changer on stage. I'll get there one day. That's my vision. That's what I want to tell you. So remember, what is it you want to do? Be honest with yourself. Are you upset that these new rules are changing it because it's too hard? Well, life's hard. You got to keep moving. You got to keep elevating. You got to keep pushing. Remember, if I get monetized, I get monetized. If I don't get monetized, I don't get monetized. But it's not going to change me doing what I love doing. I'm evolving me. I'm elevating who I am as a person. I've got opportunity to sit and look back and look what kind of idiot I was and what type of person, it's these type of things. I'm trying to share it with you as raw as ever, and to resonate with you is easier. I'm not fluffing up words for you. I'm not trying to, you know, demotivate you. The truth is truth. You change the rules, so what? Why is that going to stop you being you? Again, see, it comes back to be you. That's what I mean. Why should I change or put on a different act now just to get where I want to go? No. Don't do that. Honestly, just don't do it. Oh, I think we're coming to an end. Yeah, I've done my 30 minutes. So the deal was I do 30 minutes every day. And I passed that 30 minutes threshold, which I'm now at 32 minutes. Distance 2.3. I feel good, but I don't overdo it. Because yesterday, I didn't feel good. And it stopped me getting out the door. Because I didn't have enough sleep. My body was like, you can do it, but you want to make a change, the big change, right? So incremental changes, 1% changes. You can't do everything in one go. This is the problem with us as humans. We want everything now, do it. You can't do it that way. Unfortunately, you can't. You got to take incremental steps, and the 1% change a day will make that change happen for you. So if you don't, it's tomorrow. But tomorrow may never come, right? So remember that. What I'm saying, listen to your body. If your body says, not your mind plays tricks, your body. Because I didn't have enough sleep, I think less than 3 hours, I just couldn't do it. Got home, went for a little nap, felt tired, so I went to sleep. Woke up, I still felt like crap. I thought, you know what, no, have a shower, have something to eat, and just went to sleep. Woke up today, much better, mind's much better, everything's much better. So remember, this whole journey, of what I'm going through, it's here, so you can learn from it too. I'm not the guru. I'm not claiming to be a guru. I don't want to be a guru. I'm just me being me. Just trying to share what I'm learning. So I hope you like this one. And I hope you enjoy the walk with me. Just imagine, you could have been walking with me. We could have been doing this together. You could have actually got up, take your phone, and start recording content. Start recording. Got your phone and went for a walk too. And join with a walk. I think that's something different, right? So imagine, I think going forward, let me just stop this and stop the recording of pause. Okay. Finished the workout. So total is 2.48, 33 minutes, 57 seconds, 3,471 steps, 76 calories burnt. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, imagine you taking your phone with you and you join me in the walk. So you listen to me doing the walk and talk, and yet you're going for walks too. What do you think? Crazy idea or good idea? I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I think I'm done. I'm gonna go home, have a shower. I may or may not eat something, I don't know. But again, remember, sometimes you're going to come to situations in life where you just feel lost, confused, don't know what to do. Mixed emotions sometimes gets the best of you. Sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're sad, sometimes. These are all things that you need to fix in life too, remember that. It took me a while to fix a lot of things, but I'm here, I'm still going, still moving forward, and just keep looking for the better version of me. And thank God, and I really truly thank God I don't have to wear a mask doing this content creating, because it would have been a hard job, you know, putting on a mask, telling somebody you're not, and then, yeah, right, so I'm gonna do that, I can't do that. That's just, I don't know. If it works for you, it works for you, but it doesn't work for me, I'm telling you. I'd rather be this person that's just normal, nothing special, than somebody, wow, look at this person, he's so special. I don't want to be special. I'm happy, I'm humble, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I'm alive. I'm thankful that my health is good. I'm thankful that I get an opportunity every day to wake up, to try and make a better version of me, of yesterday. That's what it's all about. So I hope this resonated with you. I hope that when I say be you, this week you understand now when I say be you. Don't put act. Don't do scripts. unless that's what you're doing. That's why you're on your platform on YouTube, you know, being entertaining, because I can do that too. I can sit there and be entertaining and, you know, have this entertaining side of me, but is it what I want to do? That's what it's all about. Is it what you want to do? That's the question you have to ask yourself too. So remember, when you hit that record button, ask yourself, how long do you think you can go on pretending to be somebody you're not? And is it worth it? No, it ain't worth it. The long run, you might keep going thinking you're not going to be discovered. Well, you will one day. That mask will fall off because you can't pretend all the time. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow maybe. Who knows? For life is short. That's it. I'm out. Sign off. Oh, did you hit the like button? Because I tend to forget to hit the like button. And the reason why I want to hit the like button, because it helps me and helps YouTube send a signal out saying, yes, this is worth watching and so forth. And it helps me grow my channel. Again, I'm not focused on monetizing my channel, I'm focused on growing my channel because I want to grow as a person. I want my content to help somebody out there, because if you allowed my content to help one person, I've done my job. I can help one. One can help two, two can help three. You do the math. That's it. I'm out. Here's a question for you. If you're a YouTube guru out there, do we have to keep saying hit that like button, watch this movie next and so forth? Does it really make a change? Because I don't know. That's what I learned when I started this YouTube journey of mine. So if you're a professional YouTube guru, or you've got the real hands-on, you know it all, please share it with me, because I'd love to know. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be doing that. My heart says don't do it, honestly. My heart says don't say hit that like button and so forth. And that's something that just now came to mind when I finished the video I just did. I was thinking, do I have to? Yeah, when I've fed it into, like, for example, some of these softwares that you put, AI softwares and so forth, tells you that, you know, actionable thing and call to action. That's what I learned when I first started this journey. You know, these videos that you see, do this and do that, turn this off and turn that on. These are things I picked up when I was starting my journey. And I don't know, I think a lot of it was wrong, a lot of it was right, I don't know. But you know what, I'm not here to sit there and judge or dictate to you what's right and wrong. All I'm just trying to say is, am I wrong for saying that I don't feel like doing it anymore? I don't feel like saying hit the like button because it feels like I'm false leading again. You see? This is what it's all about, right? I'm being honest with you. I don't think I should be doing that because that's just not me as well. So why am I asking you to hit the like button if you don't like me? Why am I asking you to subscribe to my journey if you don't like to subscribe to my journey? That's just real honest with you. That's real honest. That's just real honest talk with you. I tell you, I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm losing my marbles. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that came from when I first started this journey. It was me and my wife. She challenged me to go on the strict diet, and it started off with, oh yeah. And it just stuck with me, and I think it's that real side of me coming out, you know. I just can't change it now. I just can't change who I truly am. I'm sick and tired of being somebody I'm not. That's what it's all about, I guess. I feel so much comfortable in my skin. I feel so much comfortable me being, you know, who I am. And that's the best part of this whole journey. Being comfortable with who you are. Honestly, I've come to a point where I just can't be anybody else but myself. So much less stressful too, by the way. It is. Anyway, shut up and let people go because you're sitting there wasting their time. I do apologize. I'll see you in the next one.